We'll just go through a few of our horses, mate, and just go through where they're at. So, Russian Romeo, 3-year-old gelding, smart missile gelding, he's back in work, I think still in his early days. What have you noticed about him since he's been back?
Yeah, he's developed nicely. Out in the paddock we had high hopes from his 2-year-old, and he ran well, but he just probably wasn't quite there. He's a bit stiff, a bit down, took a few runs just to really work out what it's all about. I think he'll probably improve again mentally in his races, but he has noticed to be strengthened up. He's a cracking type, and we think he'll have a really good summer campaign.
I think you made mention of the fact that he'd strengthened up and filled out. Do you feel that he might have been just slightly immature as a 2-year-old when we were running?
Yeah, I think so. He's a big horse. He was ready, but you just got to be at that really sharp and at that higher level when he was racing. So he was better off. He's got good experience under his belt now, and I'm pretty confident that he can string a few together and nothing's made, nothing go through the grades.
Soul Star, she raced very consistently during the late part of the last season and just missed out on getting a city win. She seems to race better early in her prep and then sort of train off. Is that common for fillies, or especially maybe fillies that are smaller in size like her?
Yeah, exactly. She's not a big, and she's a sprinting filly. We know her pretty well now. She is best at fresh and early in her prep, and probably space her runs too. Brian actually saw her the other day. She's done well in the paddock. She comes to hand pretty quick. She looks like she has physically matured, but she tightens up fair bit in work. So we'll keep her fresh. She'd probably be an ideal horse just to prep up at the beach early on in her preparation, bring in the cool field for gallops. But if she makes that next step, which they all do from 3 to 4, she should. She's competitive in town in that 3-year-old for these grades. They've got to go again. If she does, then she should be then.
Yeah, so I suppose that leads into the next question. Knowing that it might be the case she's better fresh, just change her training a little bit by keeping her fresh at the beach too?
Yeah, I think so. We started sending quite a few horses to Kevin courses at Mornington with a lot of success, so she certainly strikes the rules to be ideal for that.
Ruby C, she's a mare that showed a lot as a late 3-year-old, but didn't really seem to take the jump to open grade as well, and her attitude to racing was a bit off. She's always been a mare with quirks. How do you change the attitude to a horse like her, a mare, an older mare, to racing?
Yeah, she's tricky, isn't she? You wouldn't want to go out with her. We changed it completely with her. We set her to the beach on Kevin Coulson's, and she'll just spend her whole life down there. She's quirky, she ties up, she tightens up a bit quick at Caulfield. We got a handle on her, and she did have a good prep at Caulfield, but I think when she has a full racing prep just down there, she'll do better in condition. And she's always been able to gallop, and I thought a city win was within her grasp. So Wednesday grade is probably where she's at the moment, she just hopefully with a change up of training she might get to a Saturday race in time.
Yeah, so you say she's got a tendency to tie up, so just so everyone sort of understands, what is tying up and how do you manage it?
It's like us getting cramped, really. I suppose that's the best way of putting it, to build up a lactic acid, their blood to get their muscle enzymes increase, and once they do that, it's very, very difficult to bring them back down without the right sort of management. So in a stable environment, very often you might give them a little bit of sedative just to keep them nice and relaxed. So that's another great thing about the beach. It's quiet. She'll be much more relaxed mentally, and that'll transcend into her training. She's much less likely to tie up out of the beach.
Cruise Superior, now she's our 3-year-old Sebring filly, unraced. She's in full work now and heading to a jump out Tuesday week. How was she progressing?
Yeah, she's done quite well. She hasn't had a huge grow, but she's thickened up, and it's actually coming to hand quite nicely. She's quite sharp. I'd say she'd probably kick off over 11 when she does get to the races, and she should do this prep, provided she comes through her jump out's okay. She's good out of the barriers, and yeah, she'll jump out Tuesday week, probably a couple of weeks in between trials, and we'll just see how far she goes. She will improve again for a break. She's been a sort of relatively late developer, and we've been mindful of that and not put too much pressure on her. But I would say at this stage she looks like she'll get to the races and have a couple of runs, and if she knocks her maiden off, great. But we'll have improvement definitely next time around.
I find that Seabrings do tend to take a bit more time. They're not natural 2-year-olds. Is that what you found with them?
Yeah, definitely. Big fan of the sire. We've had plenty of success with them. But yeah, take your time with both colts and the fillies we found. So Ruby C, she's obviously similar. She's a late developer and literally is in the same mould.
The Foxwedge gelding, a horse that we've taken a bit of time to come on. I know as a colt it was a bit hard to manage. He's a gelding now. Is he easier to handle and train?
Yeah, I won't forget him. He's nearly killed me yesterday. I was very nearly came off him. But yeah, we gelded him in different horse, obviously. Late mature. He's leggy sort of horse who's done well for a break. He's still a bit bum high, so he's not quite levelled off yet. You know, when they're fully mature, that's when you can turn the screw a bit. So we'll just see how far we get. He's had spent most of his time in the paddock, which is the right thing for him. But as a result, he hasn't done a lot of galloping, barrier work, trials, etc. On top of that stage at all yet. So it'll be a big learning curve for him. It'll help that he's gelding for that. He should mentally be able to profit a bit better. He's a good doing horse in the stable, so I think he's one of those horses that will do quite a gradual prep. He'll do well in work and physically, the condition will pile on him. And, he's a real work in progress. He just could be a little sleeper because he's got an action. He just will be late for a year-old when he really comes into his own. So we obviously don't know much about him. We've never really pushed the button, but he moves well enough. So that's a start.
The Dreamer Head 2-year-old colt. This is a horse I'm extremely excited about. He's a third foal of the mare El Sara and a half-brother to 2 stakes performers already. When I saw him as a yearling, I thought he was an outstanding type. I bumped into Brian actually, I think, at the sales after I bought him, and Brian told me that Kieran loved him as well. So I decided to give you this horse to train. So how's he progressed to date, and what type of horse does he sort of give you the impression he is?
Yeah, he's a really nice horse. He got quite deep into a preparation for a 2-year-old, and he seemed very tough, hardy sort of horse. We probably just went a bit further than normal just because he was handling everything really well, and we knew that we were then going to give him a long break after that. So really good attitude and did everything right. So really looking forward to him. Kieran saw him actually in the paddock on Friday. Because we were going to give him the spring out, and yeah, he confirmed that. He's had a grow. He's quite a lot of leg under him. He's going to be a big horse. Who will sort of shape up into an awesome 2-year-old, but it was his attitude that really sort of struck us when he's ready. He'll be able to, pile the work into it and then handle it well. So he'll stay out for the majority of the spring now. He'll probably come back in middle of October, and I think he might get the race next time around.
Where's he from?
He's at Thompson Creek Thoroughbreds, which is near Geelong. They've got great grass there, really good rolling paddock for young horses. So they do really well down there this time of year. It's probably not a place that they will all go during winter, but from now onwards they really thrive down there.
Yeah, as I said, 2-year-old racing in the spring, there's not a lot around. I think there's a fillies race on Cup Day, a marathon on Plate, and then there's an English only race. So it's better to have them spelling during the spring and bring them back just before Christmas when the 2-year-old racing starts to heat up. Wall of Fire, I've got a personal share in this horse. He ran 13 in last year's Melbourne Cup, but suffered a suspensory injury during the race. How's his progression been to date? I notice you're looking at running him first up over 2400. Is it easy to get him to a level of base fitness to kick him off over 2400?
It's not easy. I suppose we've gone a little bit sort of European style with him. He's a proper staying horse, likes a bit of cut in the ground, and has had quite a serious suspensory injury coming out of the Cup last year. So we've had to really take our time. He's He's down at the beach and does quite a lot of work in the deep sand, which obviously gets those miles into his legs. He sort of started off in the treadmill and then we took him there. So 2 trials over 1500. We'll try again on tomorrow over 15. And yeah, just the key with him will be to have the right surface. He doesn't want too quick a ground. And he could kick off at Mornington over 1.5 miles in the Anzac. So I think that's the name of the race. And or we could go to the Metropolitan. So it'll be sort of ground dependent. And yeah, kick off over 1.5 miles.
So you talk about this European style of training. The facilities at Caulfield, does it make it hard to do it at Caulfield? Do you have to send them to like beach venues to get them ready?
Certainly over that trip, yeah, it's not easy. The treadmill's a really good tool for that. You get obviously you get plenty of miles in their legs on a really good even surface. So you know, all our jumpers are trained on the treadmill. They don't gallop on the grass as a rule, which is obviously you can just gallop for a bit longer and do interval training, etc. So it's unusual to run a horse over 1.5 miles first up, but we're sort of confident we've got the right sort of training into him, and you know, 3 good trials over 1500, he should be right to go.
Thanks, David.